Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Mirror Dungeon video. In the most recent update, Project Moon changed how the fusion ego gifts work, allowing them to remain active for the entirety of combat after they've activated at least once. This change is particularly beneficial for building teams that can go deep into extreme mode, as having multiple units die there is almost guaranteed, and now their deaths won't completely screw you over by disabling the ego gifts. It also has the added benefit of activating multiple different types of ego gifts at the same time. Doing so was already a thing, but if you wanted to use anything more than 2 different types, you were required to use at least one identity with 3 different statuses. Now you simply need to find a way to retreat or kill any unit on the field in order to replace them with different statuses, and one of the statuses that end up benefiting the most from this change is in fact Burn. Burn was the one status effect that couldn't activate multiple different ego gifts before, simply because most burn identities are pure burn. If you don't have at least 5 identities with multiple different statuses, you can't activate multiple different ego gifts. And with most burn identities only having one status effect, obviously it wasn't possible before. It certainly won't stay that way forever as we continue to gain more and more dual status identities. But as of now, this change to the ego gifts is the only way for Burn to actually take advantage of it. Anyway, to start the runoff, we take these starter buffs and find these ego gifts on the first floor of Nest Workshop and Technology before making it to the boss. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Mirror Dungeon video. Today I wanted to kind of like showcase the new change that Project Moon recently did when it comes to the tier 4 fusion ego gifts. In that, you know, they allowed it to basically work with this line right here. It activates for the whole encounter when it activates for a single time, and that's basically to make it so that it's better for, you know, extreme mode when all of your identities just keep dying and things. But the one status effect that kind of benefits the most from it is definitely Burn, because Burn is the one status effect that honestly cannot do a multi-status team, because most Burn identities are simply pure Burn, and to build a pure status team you need to have at least 5 identities with dual statuses. So Burn definitely benefits the most from this. We head into Hell's Chicken for the next floor, where we find the Ornamental Horseshoe, Contaminated Needle and Thread, an extra skill 3 from Merceau, and Nebulizer before making it to the boss against Papa Bongi. Honestly, one of the biggest enablers of this team, because in order for this new change to actually be beneficial, you kind of need to either have identities die or have some kind of retreat mechanic. And that's another reason why Burn is definitely one of the status effects that benefit the most from this new change, and it's because of this character right here, Ardor Blossom Faust. She has the ability to self-detonate after she gains enough burn, and that allows her to single-handedly swap herself out for somebody else. And in doing so, that allows Burn to activate a secondary status effect. The easiest of them being Tremor, because there are 2 Burn and Tremor identities already in the game. We head into Full Stop by a Bullet for the next floor, where we find Torn Bandolier, Sharp Needle and Thread, the Burn Chicken, Swift Command, CQC Manual, Wound Clarid, Reverberation, the Omnivibro Octivecti Bell, and Eclipse of Scarlet Moths before making it to the boss against the Church of Gears. So yeah, that's the main strategy basically. We just have Faust detonate herself after she's gained enough burn, which isn't that hard to do. It takes like 3 or so turns, I'd say. And then once she has done that, she gets replaced by an actual Tremor identity, and then we can activate multiple tier 4 fusion ego gifts on the one team that couldn't do it before. Like, she's already halfway there. She'll definitely be able to do it next turn, I think. So that's cool. It's even more effective in this fight because it's so long. Like, obviously, we won't actually be able to see anything happen unless there's either a lot of enemies for Faust to build her up very quickly, or very tanky enemies, which doesn't happen until like around extreme mode. But yeah, it takes Faust about 3 to 4 turns to get enough burn. And then as you can see right now, we only have 2 activated. And those are the burn ego gifts. But we use this, Faust detonates, and we win. Also, technically speaking, you know, Contempt Aryoshu is not the most optimal identity to use for this because Tremor Scorch is not particularly compatible with Tremor Hemorrhage. Yeah, bye-bye, Faust. And now she gets replaced with Yisong, and as you can see, we now have 3 ego gifts activated with the Omni Vibro Octivecti Bell, as well as the 2 burn ego gifts. They are still active, even though we only have 4 burn identities on the field. Very cool. Very cool. And this is definitely the main benefit of this brand new change. Burn definitely got the best deal out of it. It's like not even close. Yeah, it's just because burn doesn't have, they're all like, every burn identity is just pure burn. So they couldn't activate multiple ego gifts beforehand. But now they absolutely can. Honestly, the actual like main benefit from this definitely won't be shown for quite a while. I mean, the only reason we can do it in this fight is because there's just so many enemies, but we definitely won't be able to do it very often. One good thing about Tremor Hemorrhage and like using it with Tremor Scorch as well is, specifically in the mirror dungeon, it's not that bad, and it's purely because of the Wound Clarity ego gift, right? Because that thing allows you to inflict burn with wrath attacks, and pretty much every burn identity in the game uses wrath attacks. So yeah, using Contempt Aryoshu, well, it might seem bad on paper, it's not really. We head into Hatred and Despair for the next floor, where we find the Dark Flame Smoking Pipe, Oscillating Bracelet, the Knight's Blessing, Glimpse of Flames, Coupled Oscillation, and Downpour, before making it to the boss against the Knight of Despair. Okay, well, I just discovered the one and only bad thing about this strategy, and that is the fact that yeah, whenever Faust dies, you kind of have to reset the team composition. And yeah, it's very easy to forget to do that and have to restart the fight multiple times to get her back on the team. That's like the one and only downside. It's not even really a downside, it's just me being stupid. In any case, this is another very cool change that Project Moon made to the Mirror Dungeon, and that's allowing this floor to appear on floor 4 instead of it being exclusive to floor 3. Yeah, it's nice that this floor is accessible on floor 4 now instead of only floor 3, because yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it if I picked the other Walpurgis. And it's like, I love this floor. This is my favorite floor in the entire game because my queen is here. So obviously I want to pick it as much as physically possible. Also, Faust is ready again. Very cool. It's not that hard to set her up. You know, Fire Fist Gregor is definitely one of my favorite identities in the game. Exclusively because of the absolute vitriol that's in his voice for that skill 3. His voice actor really knocks it out of the park. Also, we're definitely gonna beat this fight before the queen can finish her off. Like that, I basically can't avoid that. And I guess that is kind of my own fault, because we did pick up Glimpse of Flames, and having it this early is kind of overpowered. But yeah, this right here is a very good example of why Contempt Ryoshu is not the best choice for this team, because now the Tremor is overwritten to Tremor Hemorrhage, and as you can see, there is no bleed stack, so it's doing basically no damage when it Tremor bursts. But then again, we just override it a second time, so it doesn't matter.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요. 소각되었습니다. 대검 방어.
Yep, very easy. Unfortunately, we didn't get Faust skill 3, so couldn't do the strategy. Here we go. LCB. Oh my god. Okay, Lunar Memory. Okay, sure. I can't say no to that. Okay. We find Broken Compass, Phlebotomy Pack, Rusty Commemorative Coin, an extra skill 3 for Faust, Mirror Tactile Synesthesia, Green Spirit, and Biovenom Vial, before making it to the boss against the Rose Hunter.
여러분들 기분이 좋아 보이시네요.
Alright, Rose Hunter. He's gonna die very, very quickly. Like, that is a guaranteed thing. I did not really want to pick this floor, because it's pretty easy. But, you know, when the game decides it wants to give you Lunar Memory as a reward, you can't exactly say no to that. But yeah, I'm not expecting much from this fight. I'd never take this floor unless if lunar memory wasn't a reward. But anyway, now that wound clarity is upgraded, you can see that yes, we are in fact capable of building a bleed stack with this team. So that means that both tremor types of Scorch or Hemorrhage work perfectly fine as one another. Because yeah, we have a max stack of both burn and bleed.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요. 최선의 방어를. 완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸.
The only thing we're kind of struggling on is Tremor, but that's only because we're like unable to really support it. I say that, but it's still a 78 Tremor stack. Yeah, very easy. 2 turns. Like, Rose Hunter's not difficult. Not this early. We head into time killing time for the next floor, where we find Lunar Memory, 4-leaf Clover, the Entanglement Override Sequencer, Interlink Time, Pocket Watch Type P, Pocket Watch Type L, Sundered Memory, and Crushed Memory before making it to the boss against the Time Ripper. Alright, hopefully the Time Ripper has enough health to not be a complete pushover. I want to at least get Faust to self-detonate. Might be hard to do with Lunar Memory at our disposal, though. We'll see. He should be able to survive at least 3 turns.
정상값이네. 사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 고를 게 없었지, 그치?
Turn 1, Phase 2. Pretty typical with Glimpse of Flames. Let's see if he can actually survive. I don't know if Faust has enough burn to be able to actually do it, though. Like it's gonna be decently close, I think. She might be able to self-detonate, but I don't think it's gonna like matter, you know? Because I guarantee you, the turn that we do it, the Time Ripper's also going to die, so... Yeah. It's not gonna do much. She doesn't have enough burn anyways. Yeah, not enough. She needs 30. She only has 27. Well, what we can do, at the very least, is allow Faust to do a ton of damage. We can kind of force it to happen. Unfortunately, yeah, Ryoshu doesn't get any bonuses to her clash power from all the ego gifts because she doesn't have any burn. But yay, look at that. We got the Faust skill. Pretend she died there. We head into LCB regular checkup for the next floor, where we find the reignition plug, melted eyeball, combustion gloves, embers, another skill 3 for Faust, temporal brittle, red stengosipium, and the Book of Vengeance before making it to the boss against Hohenheim.
기다리는 거 못해.
Alright, Hohenheim.
진행하겠습니다.
Fairly easy boss when you have a full team, because his whole gimmick is you do damage to yourself whenever you damage him. But when that damage is spread out between 7 different health bars, it's really not that bad. Especially if you have, like, even the smallest amount of healing. Which we do with Phlebotomy Pack. So yeah, Hohenheim, not a threat. As you can see, he's already at half health. Like, yeah, not a very threatening character, all things considered. We're really not going to be able to, like, showcase this new change very well until we get to extreme mode, are we? I'm definitely not going to go very deep into it though, because I just don't like it, but we're going to have to, at the very least, do it a little bit. We head into the evil defining for the next floor, where we find the regular operational gear, painkillers, Pendant of Nostalgia, Emerald Elytra, Devil's Share, and Clear Mirror Calm Water, before making it to the boss against the Pequot Trio. Alright, let's see if having 3 enemies makes it harder. My guess, probably not. But hey, as long as we can make it so that Faust dies in this fight, then I consider that a success. We're in decent pace. Like, she basically needs to use all of her skill 1s. And then she'll be able to do it, but hopefully we can do it before Ahab dies. I mean, it's not looking good. It's not really looking that good, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, Ahab dies on this turn, phase 2 gets triggered, and then Faust dies the next turn. Yeah, it's definitely looking like we won't be able to do it yet again, because the enemies are way too weak. At least we get to see her cool animation, at least once. She's definitely one of my favorite identities, purely because of that animation. Also, we got good speed on her, which means that unless Marceau kills Ahab here, which there's a very good probability that he does, and in fact he does. Okay, no. Well, she's never gonna die, is she? We head into Refraction Railway Line 3 for the next floor, where we find Special Contract, Unhatched Embers, Polarization, Rusted Muzzle, and the Guiding Gas Lamp, before making it to the boss. You know, something I don't know, and I guess something that we're going to find out together, is whether or not the revive ego gifts work for things that aren't like direct enemy damage. I think it should, but I'm not 100% certain. So we'll see here in a moment whether or not the what's it called? I always forget its name. The unhatched embers work with Ardor Blossom Faust's revive. Again, like I said, it should work, I think, because it specifically says when taking mortal damage. But there's a chance it won't work, specifically because it's like an insta-kill effect. So it's not technically damage because it just flat out just straight kills her. So it might, there's a chance it might bypass it. But at the same time, I am fairly certain that it was probably designed with Faust in mind, especially because it makes it so the revive is actually stronger if you have burn on you. So my bet is it will work. Hopefully there's enough enemies in this fight to actually have Faust gain enough burn, though. Like, there's a chance we won't even reach that point. Especially if she keeps getting, like, min speed like she did on this turn.
아무튼 놀라운 한 방이네요.
Yeah, she didn't even get to attack there. So it's like yeah. I guess it doesn't matter because the skill 3 gives the burn on combat start, so her actually attacking doesn't make a difference. Ammunition tribute. I don't actually want to trigger that passive, because triggering that passive means that Marcel replenishes his ammo with the bad ammo type. Like, when using the two thumb identities, you definitely want to set it up in such a way where Sinclair gives his ammo to Marcel when he has his Savage Tiger Slayer rounds, and not when he has his normal ones. Yo, friendly fire. That almost killed Faust. Oh, that's bad. That's actually bad because she's absolutely dead, bro. She's actually dead. Like, 30 burns, 6 dark flame. Yeah, okay, she's dead. She's omega dead. I guess that technically works, but like, it doesn't really help to find out whether or not the revive works. And most of that has to do with the fact that it already activated, because she just insta-died. Oh man. Yep, there she goes. Well, that's one way to activate every ego gift, so yeah, there we go. Six active, all at once. Look at how powerful this is. 11 coin power, that's crazy. Do I want to do this? She's gonna hit the 7th bullet. Oh no. She might kill, she probably kills with it, so it's fine. It's fine. Doing it again is fine. That's not gonna happen again. Yeah, easy. And that's another reason why you use Magic Bullet Otis with this team. Because just in case you can't trigger Faust's self-detonation, yeah, Magic Bullet Otis can do it for you instead. We head into Yield My Flesh for the next floor, where we find the Contempt of the Gaze of Contempt, Cigarette Holder, another skill 3 for Merceau, and resolution before making it to the boss against bamboo-hatted Kim.
내가 모르는 장치가 있었나? 아니면 참가상이 뭐라도 했나?
Okay, so bamboo-hatted Kim. Let's see if he can survive long enough for us to kill Faust. My guess is no, probably not. I mean, 17,000 health is a good amount, but the burst damage in this team is particularly strong. Ooh, that's rough. I mean, that guarantees that she has enough burn. Probably. I think she's below the threshold. Because her passive makes it so that she immediately gains 30 burn upon being below 80% health. I think she's below 80% health. I could be wrong. I could just do some simple math to figure it out, but honestly, it doesn't really matter, so. And there's bamboo-hatted Kim being staggered. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna survive long enough. I mean, maybe he will. Like, depending on what Faust's speed is on the next turn. But no, she was not below 80% health. And she probably still isn't. It's very close. But in any case, she got the slowest speed out of everybody, so it doesn't even matter because even if we wanted to, she can't. She can't explode before everybody else kills Kim for us. Oh well. You see the vision of the team though, it's just the enemies are too weak for it to be effective. We get into line 3 terminus for the next floor, where we take these adversities and find the worn hilt, rusted hilt, piece of a relationship, and an extra skill 3 for Ryoshu before making it to the boss.
아무래도 책상에서 이것저것 발명만 하던 나는 너희 같은 현장 일은 잘 모르긴 해.
Alright, well, if every enemy is too weak for us to be able to kill Faust before we kill them, then the solution to such a problem is fairly obvious. We simply need more enemies. I mean, the only time it was successful was in the 2 fights where there were like hundreds of enemies. So this time, where we have to fight 3 different bosses, it's an almost guaranteed success. Honestly, there's a pretty good chance that I mean, I'm fairly certain we're just gonna kill the Pearl before Faust gets even a chance to detonate. Like, she still needs like 2 more turns. And yeah, 3,000 health, that's not even close. Glimpse of Flames has got him.
아마 그 공격이 약점이었겠죠?
Actually, they're not even Glimpse of Flames. That was just Magic Bullet Otis, I'm pretty sure.
위험인물 발견.
I don't want to use Faust skill 3 here, but kind of have to because she doesn't clash high enough otherwise. Like, the skill 1 makes it so that she dies much quicker. But the skill 1 is not winning that clash.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
정상값이네.
You know what's an interesting thing about Magic Bullet Otis?
그치?
Nice. A very interesting thing about her is the fact that with the Mirror Dungeon adversities that lock your sanity at 35, it's like if Otis uses that skill 3, like, and she's literally at the max sanity of 35, and she has 7 bullets, right? It's basically guaranteed that she's going to friendly fire, considering the fact that, like, when she's at 7 bullets, she reduces her sanity by, what is it, 30? And, you know, with a cap of 35, that dropped it below 10, and if it's below 10, she has a 50% chance to friendly fire. So it's like, Magic Bullet Otis, not a good identity to bring into this extreme mode, because she's almost guaranteed to friendly fire you.
완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸.
Rip Ryoshu. That's not good, actually. Ryoshu dying is actually really bad because, yeah, Faust triggered the revive, and that means that Ryoshu died. And because Ryoshu died, we no longer have 5 Tremor identities. And I only have slotted in 8 identities, so yeah. Thank you, Otis. I really appreciate the friendly fire. It's very, very generous and cool of you to do that. This fight is super scuffed. Magic Bullet Otis plus the Rusty Commemorative Coin. Such a fun combination. Don't you guys agree?
대성공이야. 가른 신나.
But yay, we did it. Faust died. We did it. Except it didn't really work because Ryoshu died first.
올바른 물질끼리 맞붙을 때 느껴지는 카타르시스는 아마 대체할 수 있는 것도 많이 없을 거야. 너희도 딱 지금 그걸 느꼈을 것 같아.
총원치 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
오, 머리 좋다 단테. 방금 완전 좋았어.
총원 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
상담에서 알려준 대로 잘했어. 역시 상담 프로그램을 진행한 건 자랑일이야.
내게 자비를 구하지 마라. 내 앞에는 무엇도 남지 않을 테니.
Man, I just want this strategy to work once in a normal boss fight. Please, game.
아, 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다.
We head into efflorescing greenery for the next floor, where we take these adversities and find Finifugality, Sun Shower, Bloody Gadget, and arrested him before making it to the boss.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만
Okay.
노력해 보겠습니다.
This time I've actually slotted in a couple of good identities. Not that it matters because we can't win clashes, like, at all. Even with egos.
대체어가
Yeah, rough fight. Even with all this attack power buffs and things, it's still a really rough fight. I'm definitely not going to go much deeper than this. Like, I did not optimize this run at all, and extreme mode definitely needs to be optimized in order to actually
예술의 황홀 경치.
be able to effectively beat it.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
이 불 또한 예술의 황홀
But here's hoping we can at the very least activate this strategy at least once.
역시 니놈 말대로 어떤 사람이라도 맞출 수 있는 마법의 탄환.
완벽한 한방 시원한걸?
와, 방금 건 엄청 고통스러웠겠다. 그 고통과 미움을 똑같이 적에게
Yeah,
물어볼까?
this guy's a little rough because of that. Like unclashable skills makes it real bad. At least this guy like cancels the stagger on his own, so that's nice. At least he does that. Yeah. You know, one good thing about this new change is you can kind of like sort of solo with the
사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 고를 게 없겠지. 그렇지?
you can kind of sort of solo with all of the what are they?
그걸 한눈에 알아볼
The fusion ego gifts.
뭐 복잡하시더니
확인.
방금 공격은 좋았어.
Because like if everybody dies, then you know the number one slotted unit still gets all of the benefits of all the ego gifts that they can activate, you know?
정보팀에서
Also, here we go. Faust has enough health. Let's go.
위험인물 발견. 제압 발견.
Alright, well. Godspeed, Faust. You served your job very well. We actually got the strategy to pull off this time.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마 그 공격이 약점이었겠죠?
As long as this doesn't stagger her. And of course it does.
방금 공간이 뒤흔들리고
Even when I get it right, it doesn't work.
맞았구나. 아니야. 다시 힘내서 가보자.
Oh, come on. Such a disappointment, man. Just win the stupid clash.
무엇이든 맞출 수 있는 탄환이니 말입니다.
괜찮은 걸까요, 스승님?
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
We should be good. Faust can't die again because of course she can't. Didn't get another skill 3. The game just really doesn't want this strategy to work. I'm trying my best.
해냈구나. 나라도 그랬을 거야.
총원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
방금 했던 공격은 매우 효과적이었어. 하지만 아직 부족해. 다음 공격은 더 잘할 수 있도록. 분명하네.
Hooray, look at that. Double stagger. Very cool.
전부 정화될 거야.
Triple stagger, actually. I didn't even notice Faust was staggered.
받아볼 텐가.
Hopefully the adversity damage triggers before the burn damage.
출진!
Because if not, Faust just dies to the adversities.
분명히 기운이 공명하는 것 같아. 그 공격을 선택한 건 좋았던 것 같네. 우리가 우세를 점하고
Cool,
있어.
she's alive.
하지만 여기서 방심하면 안 돼.
And this time, I'm not going to be stupid, and I'm going to actually make sure that we can survive.
체어각.
I need Faust to die here, game. Stop making it so difficult to kill her. Thank you, we got it finally. Ugh. That took way too much effort.
다른 개체에게도 다시 해봐줄래? 영상으로 남기면 다른 직원에게도 도움이 될지도 몰라.
출진.
I mean, willingly killing somebody is pretty easy. It's just
오해바른 물질끼리
willingly killing them with that specific attack is what's difficult. And now Otis is gonna friendly fire everyone and we're all gonna die. Yep, there it is. That's a friendly fire. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Otis. I appreciate it. She killed half the team. Oh, I love this identity. You know what the best part about this is? It didn't even work. It didn't even work. Why? Because Otis killed Ryoshu again. I specifically slotted more backup identities just in case that happened. But it's like she killed both Otis and Ishmael. She killed both of them with the same attack. Otis is genuinely more threatening than the bosses themselves.
오, 머리 좋다 단테. 방금 완전 좋았어.
We might lose this here because of Otis. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. At least Marcel is like hard carrying, so there's that at least. Genuinely, he's the only reason that we're even doing anything. And yeah. It seems like Sinclair died too, which is unfortunate. That's weird. What the heck? Okay, so let me explain. Because I kind of just wasted Marcel's like main attacks here on Dongbek because of her invincibility when she becomes at half health. And I have a very valid explanation as to why I did that, because obviously I know that Dongbek has that invincibility. And the reason why is because I recently did a different run with another character, and Dongbek was one of the bosses. But for some reason, the game allowed me to do more health to her than... The game genuinely allowed me to do more damage to her than I would like. Like, in that run, the game allowed me to bypass her health threshold for some reason. It broke, and it ignored her immunity. It doesn't matter here, because apparently it didn't consume Marcel's bullets, but even still. I wouldn't have used those skills if I knew.
너희들이 원한 대로 된 거 맞지? 아, 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다.
We head into Who Couldn't Be Blood Fiends for the next floor, where we take these adversities and find Carmilla and Little and To Be Naughty Plushie before making it to the boss.
자, 맞서보죠.
Alright, well, this is probably the last fight I'm going to do. I guarantee, I'm fairly certain I can't beat this one. At least not without everybody dying, and I do mean everyone. Except maybe Marcel. He's the only one that can potentially win. I mean, already everyone's dead. Everyone is dead already.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요. 생각보다 너무 거센데요. 종원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
방금 공격은 좋았어.
We need one more character to die because, yeah, this is basically hopeless at this point. I don't think there's anything I can do to really win here. Short of just pray.
위험인물 발견.
Pray that Marcel is strong enough.
구속구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔
해냈구나.
자금없이 모자르지.
나라도 그랬을 거야.
I mean, he definitely is strong enough, but especially if we can't get the Tremor ego gifts online, like, which there's a good chance we won't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryoshu dying there is guaranteed. Oh no, we did. Look at that. They're all online now. Cool. Everyone's dead. Marcel is overpowered, and that's all we need. As long as he is strong enough, everyone else dying doesn't really matter. Yeah, they literally can't do anything at all. I guess we can activate this, Tears of the Tarnish for Hongaloo. That's something.
단번에 끝낸다.
But yeah, we just have to rely entirely on Marcel.
꽤 나쁘지 않은 공격 방식이었어.
He's the only one who's capable of doing anything at this point. Everyone else is gonna die.
기본이지.
기꺼이 죄를 받아들이나이다.
여러분들 괜찮으세요?
이 몸이 온당히 벌하시네.
Interesting that this can be reused. I didn't know that. They should probably make it so that, like, Ryoshu, like, her, like, hold on, I can't speak. What am I saying? Basically, I completely forgot what I was saying.
와, 엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한 걸. 방금 공격. 다음에 다른 개체에게도 다시 해봐줄래? 영상으로 남기면 다른 직원에게도 도움이 될지도 몰라. 이건 위험한데. 공격을 제대로.
Oh yeah, right. Tears of the Tarnished.
죽어도 자네들에게도 기회가 오는 법 아니겠. 반드시.
They should definitely make it so that, like with Contempt Awe Ryoshu, like the initial Awakening version of it doesn't get reused with Commemorative Coin. Because they have that stipulation in Contempt Awe Ryoshu's Skill 3, her upgraded Skill 3, where it just can't be reused. And I think his Awakening version of Tears of the Tarnish should also have that conditional.
조여목구를 달궈볼까?
전탄격발.
정상값이네. 사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 고를 게 없었지, 그치?
저 루시한테 꿈에 닿을 때까지 몇 번이고!
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
정말 잘했어.
All right, let's see if we can survive. The answer is probably yes, but at the same time, it's very, very risky.
일기당천. 증기압축 피스톤 압력 제한 해제. 관측 완료된 시간 벡터 계산 완료. 축적된 과거 모먼트가 유지. 발사.
개체들의 체력이 많이 빠져나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가 보자.
That's a 70. That rolls like 80. Ridiculously powerful. Anyway. Yeah. Marcel is like the only reason we can beat this. Everyone else is fodder. and this does absolutely nothing. How do you dodge that, by the way? That's... he just dodges the massive beam, and then he dodges this too. Very cool. I love evades.
너일까? 아니면 너? 누가 더 기쁨 있게 잡을지 궁금하네. 까딱하면 지겠는걸?
받아볼 텐가.
It just guarantees the win on this team. Yeah, I don't think I can go any deeper than this.
관측 완료된 시간 벡터 계산 완료. 축적된 과거 변화.
I mean, I probably could, but, like,
발사.
it's just gonna be ego spam fodder. I don't really want to.
하늘이 갑자기 확 돌아갔네. 솔직하게 말해서
But yeah, that's basically the strategy. We got it to work once by literally everyone dying.
뭐 정확한
Very
수치는
cool.
몰라도 아무튼 대단한 공격을 성공한 거네. 자부심을 가져도 좋겠어.
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군. 잘 놀다 간다. 회수하지 않은 탄피는 팁이다.
And that's how I beat Mirror Dungeon 6 using the Bremor team. Activating both Burn and Tremor fusion ego gifts at the same time used to be impossible, but now thanks to this new change it is something that's relatively easy to accomplish. At least if you don't have a certain magic bullet throwing a wrench into your plans. Anyway, that's it from me. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Goodbye.